What's going on, guys? It's Arie here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about whether or not it's possible to start a dropshipping e-commerce business with only $200 as an investment. Now the goal of this video is basically to get some of you guys with a very low startup budget to simply just take the plunge and get started, because spoiler alert, it is 100% possible to start with only $200. So I'm going to be covering some tips that will definitely help you get started with this, and these are tips that I've used myself, and what I'm about to show you is basically exactly how I started one of my most successful stores to date. So let's get right into it. So, can you dropship in 2019 with only $200? Like I said, the short answer is yes. It's 100% possible for you to do this. Now, this does not mean that it will be easy, and of course, it doesn't mean that you're gonna just become a millionaire overnight. In fact, it's gonna take a lot of hard work, and if you're not ready to do this, to put in any hard work in order to make money or just to create a sustainable business, then chances are this isn't something that you should be looking into starting. But as you can see on the screen, I have this broken down into all of the expenses that will come in just your first month. Now, in your first month, it's 100% possible for you to start making sales, and it's even possible for you to start generating a significant amount of cash flow from these $200 that you have to spend. Now, like I said, don't expect to make $10,000 from $200, but it is reasonable to make, $500, even up to $1,000 if you do things correctly. So the Shopify plan, it's gonna cost you about $29 once you have to pay it, but you do get a 14-day free trial if you actually click the link in the description, or if you just go on Shopify.com. So make sure you take advantage of the free trial. You definitely don't want to have to pay while you're making the store. This will be a really, really good use of your time if you just use the free trial to make your store the best that you can. A great way to do this is just to look at other successful dropshipping stores. That's probably going to be the absolute best way to do this. And if you don't know exactly how to do that, then just wait till the end, because I'm going to link you to a few other videos in which I cover a lot more in-depth stuff. Now, the good thing about Shopify is that it has a lot of potential apps that you can use for your store. And the great thing about a lot of these apps is that some of them are free, and a lot of them just have very long free trials. And these are something that you should also take advantage of. Some of the apps that I recommend you start with are MailChimp, Abandonment Protector Plus, which is one of the apps that has like a 30-day free trial, Oberlo, and a review app. Now, once you're done with the free trial, you're basically gonna have to pay $29 for your Shopify plan, and then after that, the rest of the money should be allocated into Instagram influencer shoutouts. That is gonna be the number one ideal way for you to start generating sales for your store, not Facebook ads. Facebook ads, I mean, I've spent $100 on single product tests that have been unsuccessful. So Facebook ads definitely require a larger investment, and it's not recommended, especially as a beginner. You're gonna end up burning a lot of money. It's happened to basically everybody, I feel like. So make sure you take this tip into account and start with Instagram influencers. Now, here's some influencer shoutout tips that I want to give you, because I know it can be a little daunting to just, do these Instagram shoutouts, but trust me, it's not technical, it's not rocket science, and it's honestly quite simple. So the first thing is to find pages below 500,000 followers. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of these pages with above 500,000 followers, they're likely gonna charge a lot of money, and they're not necessarily going to give you a return on your investment. So it's much better to allocate your money into smaller pages and smaller shoutouts that are gonna give you more bang for your buck. Now, always negotiate for a better price. This is absolutely crucial, guys. Make sure you're telling this person, okay, a great thing to say for negotiation that almost always works is, hey, let's just say they tell you $20 for a 24-hour shoutout. You could say, okay, well, for pages of your size, we've typically paid 10 to 15. So is there any way we could start at 15 or 10 just to test your audience, and then if it works well, we'll buy shoutouts in bulk. Typically, people will go for that because they want to sell shoutouts in bulk. So make sure you try that out. Now, another thing, of course, is to run a video ad if you can. I have a video on how you can create an engaging video ad. Otherwise, just look at competition, right? Look at what other people are using for their video ads and see if you can recreate something like that. Now, one tip that I didn't add in here too is that you should only really focus on one product or maybe two products at the very most at the beginning. It's much more important to just put all of your effort into one single product that you can advertise and market really well. If you only have a limited budget like $200. Now, another thing here is to run promotions after 3 p.m. The reason why is because that's basically when people get back from work and or school, so that's when they're most likely going to be active. They're going to be winding down, scrolling through Instagram, and that's when they're more likely to see your ad and also take action on your ad. Now, one of the questions that I get asked the most is, Arie, how do you find influencers? And I know a lot of you guys want an easy way of doing this and just some secret way to just find amazing influencers. There really isn't any. I'm sure there are softwares out there that can help you out with this, but really the way that I've always done it is simply going to the search bar and typing keywords related to my product and then finding pages through that, and then using the suggestions tab to find similar influencers. That's the best way to do it, guys. There's nowhere, there might be a way around it, but don't be lazy. Just put in the work, especially if you only have $200. You're gonna have to spend more time and less money on things. And really anything that's just super easy is not gonna be worth it. So take that into account. Now, once you start finding some of these pages, make sure you build up a list of them. Maybe do it in Google spreadsheets or just in a notebook, but this will really help you keep track of all the influencers that not only you've messaged, but also that reply. So make sure you keep track of both of those things. And of course, you will have to DM these people in order to get them to reply to you. And here's the thing, a huge mistake I see a lot of people do is they send a very, very long message talking about their brand and basically trying to convince this influencer to allow you to advertise on their page, which is not the approach that you should be taking at all. You should just simply say something like, what are your shout out rates? This will allow the page to see right away what your intentions are and just give you a price right off the bat. You got to understand that a lot of these people running these pages are people just like you and I. They're not a business, they're just a kid or somebody that's trying to make a little money on the side. So you have to treat it that way, just be efficient, be concise. Don't send them a huge long letter basically explaining what your business does. Just ask them what their shout out rates are. And I promise you'll get a much better response rate from these pages. Now, once you start running some of these shout outs, guys, it's very important that you keep track of the performance of these pages, because that way you can actually utilize them over and over again, and you could potentially buy a bulk pricing deal that will give you cheaper shout outs, and you can of course test new products with some of these pages. Now, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover in this brief video, just something very concise and to the point about how to actually start with $200 in 2019. I actually have a full Instagram influencer playlist that you can watch. Like I said, I'll link it at the end, and I also have a recent video on how you can get started with $0. And a big tip is that you should combine the strategy in that video with the strategy in this video. That is an absolute killer way to start your e-commerce business with very, very low startup costs. So make sure you do that, guys. 2019 is the year of taking action. If you haven't been taking action yet, 2018 was not your year. Make sure 2019 is, okay? The universe seems to reward the people that move the quickest, so make sure that you're the first mover on this video. Make sure you watch the videos that I recommended. I'll link to them at the end of this video. And if you did get some value out of this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. The family's growing very quickly, and I couldn't be more thankful for you guys. And that's pretty much it for this one, so I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.